What up, folks? It's your boy T back with another video of Learning with Travis. Today we're going to be going over tips and tricks on how to start IVs and how to be a little more successful at them. I know when we first come out of class, we're gung-ho, ready to do what we do. We didn't practice on that mannequin arm. We didn't practice on some patience. We didn't practice on everything and everybody that let us put a needle on them, okay? But sometimes when we first get in the field, it can be a little difficult. Some people jump right out there sticking anything and everybody, and some people have a little trouble. I was one of the ones that was having a little trouble, and so I'm just going to go over some things that I learned over my few years of being in EMS to help me be a little better at starting IVs. I know me myself, when I first came out, and I was thinking everybody's gonna have the same arm as the mannequin, you know. They do, the little spot on the mannequin that everybody go to when they say, "All right, stick the vein. Show me how you know how to stick." You do your little prep, get your tourniquet, and you do your whole little process and situation that we do to make sure that we show them that we know what we're doing, and we stick in the same spot everybody else stick at. I don't tell a story. We all have slow moments sometimes. So when I came out, being new to starting IVs, I figured everybody was gonna have the same kind of arm. I know, pretty dumb, that dumb, but at least I'm, honest enough to say it. I was looking for that AC, that fat AC, the same way it is on that mannequin arm. Not only was it like that in my class, I know it was like that in your class, and don't say that you didn't go for the same spot that everybody else went to, because I know you did. Difficulties that I was having when I was first coming out, I saw that, I was trying to start IVs, I'm looking for that little same spot on the arm that the mannequin was on there. It wasn't there, I was like, what's going on? Why your arm different from the mannequin? So, you sick? What's wrong with you, But it wasn't them. It was me, Because I expected everybody to be the same. And we all know that everybody's different in this world. Everybody, whether it's your culture, whether it's your background, whether it's your ethnicity, whether it's your lifestyle or your diet choices that causes that causes problems with others having the ability to locate your veins, whether it's drug abuse or long-term sickness, whatever it is, whatever the case that may be, dialysis, any situation where it occurs that somebody's gonna have problems getting IVs started on. So, with that being said, these are the top 3 things that I'm going to go over with you that help me along the way that I can pass down to you and save you some time and some people's arms being stuck unnecessarily too many times, okay? Alright, so, number 1, uno. Yeah, 1. Take your time, okay? I know sometimes we can be in emergency situations and we can get into a rush. Take your time. I'm gonna go into that, a little further so we can so they can better hit home like it did for me when I was first starting. Okay. Number 2 is gonna be choose the right catheter size. Choose the right catheter size. Choose the right catheter gauge if you want me to say it that way. Whether it be a 20, 22, 24, 18, 16, Lord have mercy, 14, whatever size it may be. Choose the right catheter gauge. And when I say choose the right catheter gauge, that's going to be based on coming with number 3. Make sure the vein that you are entering has enough distance and enough space for the catheter gauge to slide into. With these 3 things, you're going to be sticking people in no time. Yeah. So, back to number 1. Uno. 1. Yeah. Take your time. Why am I saying take your time? How you gonna say take your time? Dude, this is an emergency. We gotta get this started. He gonna die. She gonna die. Not always the case. Listen to me. Take your time. Why? Why would you say, why am I saying take your time? Listen. I'd rather you take 20 to 25, 30 seconds, maybe even a full minute to try to find an IV. Or trying to find a vein, a good suitable vein, rather than taking 5 seconds, taking a look, and jabbing and missing. Coming back, taking another 5, 6 seconds, jabbing, missing, jabbing, missing. When this whole time you could have just took your time. That's why I'm saying take your time. Take your time, okay? When you take your time, that kind of gives your patient the perspective, the view Give them a viewpoint that you really care about what you're doing. You tell them, I'm trying to find a good vein. I don't want to be the person that stick you 157 times. I don't want to make you a pincushion. That's not why I'm here. I just want to stick you, get this vein, get this catheter in this vein, so we can get you this medicine, so we can get you to feeling better, okay? You know, when you do that, patient feel better. You ain't stick them so many times because you took your time and you got the vein and you got the stick on the first or maybe even second try. It wasn't 157. Trust me. Stick me 157 times, I'm gonna let you know. Also, another thing. Don't always go with the first vein that you see. Give yourself options. If you find one in the hand, you know you got one there. Look a little higher. Switch limbs if that's not a problem. If that patient doesn't have any problems over there with you having to start IVs, whether they got a dialysis, whatever going on that side over there, that's preventing them, or cancer patient, or lymph node problems, whatever it may be. Look, if they got 2 arms. Uno, dos, 2. Don't lock yourself. Don't limit yourself to that one arm. If both limbs, both arms are available, take your time. You know you got one over here in the hand. Look over here. See if you got one behind the wrist. See if you got one in the AC. See if you got one somewhere else in that spot. That way you can judge between the two on which one you want to go to and which one's going to be the best. Which leads me to my next point. Number 2, dose. 2. Yeah. Choose the right gauge for the vein in which you are about to enter. That is very, very, very important. It's simple. I'll make it simple as I can for you. That's the word. Listen to me. Look at the width, or how do you want to say, the diameter of the catheter in which you are about to put it in the vein. Compare. Look at it. Is that gauge bigger than the vein in which you are about to enter? Feel for it. Look at it. Look at it. If it's not matching up, where it's like it's going to be too big to go in there, choose a smaller size. I don't understand that, and I never did understand it, and I still don't understand it. Why they always tell us, go with large bore. Don't come here with, especially in trauma situations, don't come here with less than a 18 gauge or 16 gauge. Why am I going to put an 18 gauge or a 16 gauge inside of a size 20 vein? I'm going to blow it every time. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And it took me a while, some people will tell you, you're not supposed to have this. You're supposed to come here with something bigger than that. If you can't find it, you can't find it. You cannot find it. Something is better than nothing. Something is better than nothing. Whether it's a 20 over an 18, or an 18 over a 16, or a 16 over a 14, or better yet, a 22 over a 20. Access is access. When medicine is needed, it's needed. Ain't too many medicines you can push through a 24 and 22. I mean, you can push it through there, but it's not going to go in there in a faster time. That's big. That's key. Along with number 1, taking your time, giving yourself a second option. Do those things, Take your time. Look at the vein. Look at the catheter, the catheter gauge you're about to use. If it's a 20, go with a 20. If it's an 18, go with an 18. If the situation calls for it. Don't just go around putting water hoses, as I like to say, in people that really don't need it, Especially if it's not a trauma situation or a situation that really calls for an 18 or a 16 when you could have just started at 20. So that's another thing. 3. This is important as well. Along with taking your time and choosing the right catheter gauge for the vein that you are about to enter, you also need to look at the width of the vein. Like I said last, compare it. Look at the diameter, the width of your, look at the diameter and the width of your catheter gauge, and look at the diameter and width of your vein that you're about to enter. Look at it. Also, add this to it. Number 3, distance and width. Distance. Just because you can get inside the vein does not mean that the catheter gauge is going to advance fully. You need to know exactly the distance. Feel for it. Trace that vein up, you know. See which way it's going. See where your interest point is gonna be. Your interest points are gonna be, you know. Do I gotta start lower and land in there right? Do I gotta go from the side and land in there right? Do I gotta come from this side and land in there right? Trace the vein and see where it's going. Take your time. Feel where it's at. That way when you get ready to start your IV and get ready to stick your patient, you don't have to do it number once or maybe twice, you know, hopefully just one time, you know. That's very important. Because if you try to, you know, you can get in there, get a good flash, and all of a sudden, midway as you're trying to get inside that vein, it stops. You're meeting resistance. It's a blockage. Like, what's going on? We didn't judge. We didn't judge the distance of that vein. The width was right, but maybe the distance was wrong. Or maybe we came in at the wrong entry point, you know. And that happens, you know. So that's why I said, just take your time. Choose the right catheter gauge. Choose the right catheter gauge. And choose the right vein in which the distance and width is correct for the catheter gauge in which you're about to use. That being said, I'm going to end it there, folks. Maybe in my next video, I'll try to do an actual live IV start, or I'll do some board demonstrations that'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And some more tips and tricks on how to do this, or how to become better it is than what you do. You know, and that's all I'm gonna end this video on this note. You're not gonna be the greatest coming out of class. I wasn't. Pretty sure the best sticker in the world, whoever that is, wasn't the greatest when they first came out. We get better through practice, and that's what medicine is. It's practice, you know. That's how we get results, because we practice. We practice. You know, that's what we do to get better, you know. Like I said earlier in the video, some people come out sticking and jabbing anything that's moving. But what good is that, you know, you sticking and jabbing anything moving if you're not sticking and jabbing it in the right place. And you know, the other problems that I had, but I had to learn these things from some of my co-workers, and through practice of my own, and gaining my techniques and using my techniques and comparing it to others and seeing what can I use from them, apply it to my technique, and overall make the situation and the little process good for my patients, better for my patients, and overall giving my care, making my patient care a lot better. Because I'm not sticking my patient 157 times. I don't know where this number 157 come from, but it's sticking for some reason. With that being said, I'm in that video. It's your boy T, and we out.